Hello and welcome to Wedding Angels, the show. I'm your host, Sylvia. Wedding Angels is a wedding planning business that helps you to have the wedding of your dreams. So today we are talking having a black wedding dress. So stay tuned to find out more. So today I'm joined by my wonderful guest hosts. So we have Evie, who is also a planner. We have Amy, who's a wedding dance consultant. And we have Michelle, who owns a bridal dress shop. So wearing a black wedding dress. Now I'm just going to go straight to it. My thoughts are that I just don't think a black wedding dress is as special as wearing like a white, ivory or champagne type dress. Obviously I realise it's just a colour and I don't think we should be so precious about this colour goes with this and that colour goes with that, but I just don't, I think you can wear a black wedding dress anytime or a black dress anytime. So Sarah Jessica Parker, when she got married, she actually wore a black wedding dress and says she regretted wearing a black dress and she wishes she had gone for a more traditional colour. Now, someone like her, style icon, you think she'd be able to wear a black dress and really own it, but that really stuck out for me when I read about that. So I'm just not such a huge fan. There's lots of cultural things as well, especially from my cultural African background. Black is for funerals, only for mourning. You wouldn't wear it for a wedding. It's just too morbid. But I can see why people might want to be different, might want to wear one. But for me, I just don't think it's as special. Evie, I'm going to come to you first. What do you think?
Well, I tend to agree with you really there, Sylvia. I think for me, you can only wear sort of a white ivory champagne ball gown on your wedding day, really, unless you're at the Met Gala. But I think that if you are going to wear a coloured dress, a black dress, then you need to do it for you, not because you think it's like trendy to be different. Like if it really suits your personality, you know, not everyone likes wearing colour. Some people wear black the whole time. Then obviously that they probably would feel more comfortable in a black dress and it would reflect their personalities more. But if you're doing it just to kind of be different, make a statement, then I think it is something that you might come to regret sort of looking back in 15, 20 years time, like looking back at your wedding photos. So it really depends on the bride, but I think you've really got to be certain that it is the right choice for you.
Thank you. Amy, what are your thoughts?
So I feel like it's very, like as Evie said, it's very much to do with the type of bride you are, but more the person you are. So if that's your natural style, if that's kind of the person you are, then if that's what feels natural to you, if you have no intention of getting happiness of wearing a white or ivory gown and you feel black reflects your personality, then go for it. And if you do go for it, you have to realise it is alternative and it is different, and some of your family and friends might comment on that. So just to have it in the back of your mind that I'm doing this for me because this is my style, this has probably always been my style, and although my family and friends probably won't be surprised because they know you and they know what you like and they know your taste, there might be comments that could make you a little bit sad that someone said something less positive about your dress, because it isn't their choice and it isn't their style and it is different. And to some people, especially older people, it could be quite shocking to see somebody walking in a black dress, because of course that does have a negative connotation to most people. But if your style is gothic and that's really up your street, then totally go for it, but do it for you and be aware that not everybody might understand the reason that you chose it, but do it for you and do it for the person you're marrying. That's what I think.
Thank you. And Michelle, you are our expert since you have a wedding dress shop. What are your thoughts?
So, I mean, I'm similar to, I guess, what Evie and Amy were saying about do it for the right reasons and if it's kind of who you are. I've had black dresses in the shop before, whether it's for a designer weekend, special events, and to be honest, they've never even been tried on. I've also, in my shop, I've got dresses that are in blush, I've got champagne, I've got mocha, and most of the time I say to brides, have you thought about having like a little colour, like a blush or whatever? and they always say, I want an ivory dress. Like 9 times out of 10, they're like, I want this dress but in ivory. So I guess for lots of people, like Amy was saying, for a lot of people, it's traditional to have that colour. And actually, when else are you going to wear it? Because to say, it's not often that you do go out in a white, big white dress, is it really? So, yeah, and even so, I've had bright red dresses in the shop, and even they've not been taken either, and they don't have that negative effect, so negative connotation. So I guess you've got to do it for the right reasons. I have had people who've said, I just don't wear that colour, I just wear black all the time. And a lot of those people have tend to have gone on and got dresses that have got like the white undertones or the ivory undertones with like the black lace on top. So it does still have that bridal look to it, but it does also reflect their personality having the black lace to it too. But similar to what Amy was saying, like, you have to just do it for you and do it for the right reasons, really.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think sometimes fashions and advertising pushes the black wedding dress, and I think we've all said the same thing. Like, if you're going to do it, really make sure you do it for you. And Amy was saying, like, be prepared for some comments that might actually make you feel quite upset and quite sad. So I think it is a really big thing. You're really going to have to own it if you're going to wear a black wedding dress. Well, we've got some comments, so let's go to the comments and see what they're saying. So we have a comment from Gemma, and Gemma says, yes, there's no religious, legal or moral reason to stop you wearing a black dress or gown on your wedding day. Your wedding dress can be any style or colour you like, including black. And then we had Jin, and so Jin said, white is a traditional colour and most pale light colours are fine, but black would be a no-no. Black is a colour of mourning, not at all appropriate for a day of celebration such as a wedding. It may be their day, but it's also a wedding for the families. People should take that into account too. You don't want to leave a grim impression. So, 2 very contrasting comments, 2 very extreme comments, and one is that kind of like, no, like black's a complete no-no. I did actually hear a story of a bride that wanted to wear black, and her very religious Catholic mother said she'd refuse to come to a wedding if she wore black. So it can be something that's really, really sensitive for a lot of people. So I think knowing how people around you feel about it might help. And I've also heard of a fiance that just said, no way, if his bride got married in a black dress, he just wouldn't have it. He wouldn't marry her. So yeah, so can cause lots of issues, so watch out. And as always, we ran a poll. Now, surprisingly, we had 95% of people say, yes, you can. Yes, wearing a black wedding dress can be as special as the traditional colours of white, ivory and champagne. And only 5% said no. Now, I think a lot of people do kind of jump on that bandwagon of the black dress being really fashionable and trendy and say, yeah, go for it. But I think in practice, don't go with just what people are saying to you. I think that would be what I would say wrapping up. Don't just go, like Evie mentioned as well, don't just go with the fashion. Don't just go with the trend. Don't just go with people telling you, yeah, do it. I think you really have to just read the environment around you and whether you've got enough whether you're going to be strong enough really to take some negative comments on the most special day of your life. It might actually, if it's going to really upset you, I would say don't do it. So Evie, what would you say in closing to wearing a black wedding dress?
Well, I think one of the comments actually raised an interesting point about black being like the colour of mourning. Even people at funerals now are moving away from having guests in black. A wedding is a celebration, and even like funerals, which are meant to be traditionally sad, occasions and somber and everyone in black, even now people are turning funerals into celebrations and want people to wear pops of colour. So it's kind of like, why would you, as you said, unless it really is your style, why would you kind of have that sort of negative connotation on your wedding day? That would, but if it is you, then definitely you need to do what's you, but just really make sure that you're 100% confident with your decision.
Mm-hmm. And Amy?
So I think if that's your style, your fashion, if that's the person you are, definitely go for it, embrace it, and be the person who all your family and friends already know that you are. But just be prepared that they still might be quite surprised and quite shocked, especially older members of your family or within your wedding guests. And just have your thick skin on, and just think, if anyone does say anything negative to me, I'm not going to let it bother me, because this is my choice and this is my wedding dress and it's my special day, and it's just as special to me as, well, it's the most special colour to me because this is what I've chosen.
Wonderful. And Michelle?
Yeah, I agree. Like, just do you, do whatever makes you happy. Again, I guess you could just warn people beforehand, particularly older people who might be a bit shocked about it. But also, black can look really classy, and if that's the style of your wedding and you're having an elegant affair, then absolutely, why not? So yeah, just do you is what I'd say. Just be happy. That's all it's about.
Yes.
You could always compromise and have a black one for the evening. Just going on from Michelle's comment about if that's the style of your wedding,
Yes.
you could almost have a traditional gown for the actual vows and then have like a stunning black ball gown, you know, for the evening, or a colour if you want, if that you're having a black tie evening event.
Yeah, I think that's a really good compromise. Definitely. Well, thank you so much, ladies. That's all we have for today. And join me again. Thank you.
Bye.